Good morning, class. I am fine. I went through this again, and there are some things I noted. I noted some stuff here. Like, how did we answer the question, summarize how social media is depicted as a hungry beast? Yes? How did we answer that one? By looking at the distractions and the great effect. We picked from all the 4 paragraphs. Paragraph 1, 2, 3, 4. Paragraph 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? You are not sure. Therefore, a problem. From the excerpts. Did you say that thematic concerns there was corruption? Huh? We said imprudence, impunity, and poor leadership. Because I saw the paper from these people and they had written corruption. Corruption comes outside the excerpt, not in the excerpt. Even favorism, right? Then there was this question, unless. This group has written, they have started U small letter. Because once U has a leg, it is small letter, right? Yeah, this one has a leg. So your U can only be capital letter if it is naked. But this one has a leg. Okay. Then the other question I saw a challenge in, the group has written rhetorical question, but they have not placed a question mark. Will they score? No, I said clearly you cannot score when you place a rhetorical question which does not end with a question mark. So that is something I wanted to remind you. Question 3. How did we classify that narrative? So that I get it clearly. One person. Whoever presented, Sarah, tell us. What reason did you give for explanatory tale? Is it true that it grumbles? Yes? Anyone who has heard the spider grumble, give us the sound. How does it grumble? Really? You heard that? Yeah? Have you heard that? You've never, right? So it can only be explanatory tale because of the spider web near the water, maybe. But I tend to think this was also a trickster narrative. I also think so because we realize, that the tortoise tricked who? Spider in his own game. Yeah. In fact, we have seen the story. Tortoise sings a song telling us this clever trick will stand for me, but it doesn't stand for him. Instead, he finds the success in who? In Spider, right? There is another question here. Apart from being mischievous, when tortoise sings, not tortoise but spider, there's the part where, but his wit is sharp as a knife. What character trait is that? When someone beats you in a game and you really acknowledge that, what kind of character trait do you have? Yes? What kind of character traits? Because many people will not accept that they really had to be beaten in their own game. Yes? Yeah? Appreciative, right? Then there was also another one here. The culture of the community. When I was thinking about it, we just said that there is marriage. Instead of just saying there is marriage in this community, what else were we supposed to say? Because out of that marriage, what do they practice? Like once whoever wins marries the daughter of the king, where does he stay? Yeah? Yeah, that was the one you were supposed to consider. Instead of saying there is marriage in this community, I think the culture should be that anyone who marries the daughter of the king stays with the family. And also another aspect that it was supposed to be, before marrying the daughter of the king, someone should go through a very challenging, challenging taste. So I think that we should go for that instead of just saying marriage and all that. Then, I remember when we were doing the grammar question in part 3, what did we say? The answer should be, anyone to give us the answer we gave? Because I'm seeing this group has left a mistake here. Not only? Look at you. You are saying not only but also. I want the entire sentence. Someone to read the entire sentence to us. Yeah. Yeah, so whichever you'll start with must be a plural form. Not only does the river take, but also gives. Or not only does the river give, but also takes. So one of them must be without S. Then I saw in grammar, again here, you are you still. Whoever was writing, watch out, you are you. Write a you that is capital. This one is small. Unless she asks me, which other way were you supposed to write? Yeah? I'll not go? Yeah, unless she asks me to. And I was looking at the way that the question was set, and they have started the word unless with a small letter. That might suggest that the unless should be somewhere else, not at the beginning. So that is what I just discovered. Hey, question 2, what was the answer? I thought it was that the couple takes care of so many orphans, is amazing. Not it is amazing. But I can see this group has written it there. The question no sooner, how did we give the answer? No sooner? One person, because I'm now literally getting some noise.
No sooner had the sun risen than I woke up.
Yeah. So not a reason. Reason. Then an in Roman 5, will it be starting with A capital or small a? Yeah, because it's a proper. Yeah. Now, there is also a mistake we did in Roman 2. Which word do we form from hero when we want to show how someone was treated? An adverb from hero. We accepted a wrong answer. It's supposed to be from hero. An adverb should be heroically. Heroically. It cannot be hilarious. Yeah, heroically. Yeah, I think those are the issues I had seen. So you correct them so that you don't carry them forward. Okay. The next one is BRISINGA paper 3. You are presenting? Number 2. Number 1, who was it? Huh? We agreed that we are doing 2 and 3. 3, it was someone there. Then 2, you can start with 2. For question 1, we'll just have to brainstorm. There's no one here. Where has this one gone? They were here yesterday. No. So who was sitting here yesterday? Only her. No, I saw more people here than. Okay, let's proceed.
The question goes by women are faced by endless difficulties in the society, basing your arguments in the happenings in the text Fathers of Nation by Paul Later, nothing to support this assertion. So, what the topic, the introduction as Paul Later is that a lot of challenges. Just things that a lot of challenges. First, Paul Peter proves that a lot of challenges community females encounter. This can be illustrated through the lives of Pamela, Tony, Mahamud, and Fiona Matthews. Have you had? Then, we started by Mahamud, where the topic sentence, Mahamud faces violence in the hands of Tahir. He reflects when he was slapped by Tahir and he was supposedly loses her eye. So we start where Tahir first of all fell in love with Mahamud, and then Mahamud debated to go with him for a date where they asked her to go for a date. Then Tahir misinterpreted as sweet not to be a solo. Then he felt humiliated by a junior colleague and decided to avenge. Then once Tahir came from the hospital a month later, he applies a Hamradic verdict where Mr. Mahmoud was taken to the court, and Engineer Tahir said that she was imitating Americans by shaving her veil. That was violation of the Libyan culture. Despite Mahmoud being innocent in court, the court returned to the Hamradic verdict, an eye for an eye, and Miss Mahmoud loses her eye. Do you have additional points for that?
Additional on Mahmoud. Did you give where the aspect began? Maybe that part of Mahmoud being attractive for Tahir?
Yes.
Okay. Then you already covered the aspect of being disinterested in the date. You've given the aspect of unveiling in public during the cultural week. The Heritage Week, not cultural, Heritage Week. Then I think you've covered everything for that. But instead of just saying violence, this one can be physical assault, right? That Miss Mahmood experiences physical assault after rejecting Saif Tahir. So that is a challenge she faces as a woman in the Libyan society. And later on, she is punished for a mistake that was actually conducted first by Tahir.
The second one, Pamela encountered patriarchal culture in Nigeria, which judged her for not having children. So if you remember that story on Pamela, so we wrote on arrival in Nigeria, one gets Pamela into the room. He says that there was someone in that was not going to lie. Femi informs them that he was the one who left the stranger. The stranger was named Nilo and does not Pamela. So you see here also, the Pamela does not have the voice of the house because she does not have children. Abiola informs Pamela that Femi is his cousin, who they grew together in Kaduna. The man guesses that Pamela to live as supposed to talk to Abiola. They get into a misunderstanding after Abiola finding out that they have got another wife and defends her woman of not having children. So here, like Pamela wants no children, while the husband and the family of the husband wants children, and it's not. Pamela gets upset and follows the girl in a hot pursuit until the man from Kaduna glowed at her. Pamela does not want them to stay, and when she feels the lady is having an affair with Dr. Akulabi since she cannot get children of her own, Dr. Akulabi refuses to let them go. She gets upset and returns to her father.
Did she feel that there is an affair, or did she feel she was being disrespected in her matrimonial home? And she wanted these people to go away because she felt that as her and Folabi's relationship was having nothing to do with the entire family. Why do you think she left? Yeah? Yeah.
The part that I said that she feels she had an affair with the ladies because that time when she was saying that they live. First of all, that time he was able to recognize Isa and the girls saying that she was her cousin.
Who was saying it's her cousin? Afolabi said Femi is a cousin. And they have grown up together for long. And because it's night, they cannot be sent away. They would rather go in the morning. Pamela insisted she has to go because if they were not invited, why should they stay? Then she demanded if they don't leave, she will leave, because that will confirm that Abiola asked them to bring the woman, not that he was having an affair, that he organized for the woman to come so that he can suit the aspect of bearing biological children. Yeah? So that becomes a matrimonial conflict that now explodes, and later on Pamela walks into the night, even before unpacking her suitcase. And then some weeks later, she files a divorce with Afolabi.
Then for Fiona Mackenzie experiences abduction by the Liberian mainland, who believes she is a street walker in need of pleasure. So Fiona informs Dr. Afolabi that she is in the receptionist. When he arrives, he did not see her, so he decided to go back to his room. Suddenly, he had a piercing scream. A woman was crying. So also here, the time when the woman was crying and they were calling her Joy, it also shows that it also shows difficulty skills because that time Dr. Afolabi could not believe she was called Fiona Mackenzie because that time they were calling her Joe. And then it goes on, you see, She had a piercing scream. The woman was crying. He tries to defend the woman, but the man hesitates. He looks down upon Dr. Folabi that he was a little boy who was not taught respect by her mother. He decided to let in the fight. They both fighted, and later Dr. Folabi offered a hand to the woman for rescue. The Liberian Mola had left her in a state of disarray. He takes Fiona to his room and she offers first aid. Fiona reveals new details and discover a village before.
Yeah, so as you cover that assault, that kind of attempt to kidnap, it's not really a successful one. So you should say Fiona McKenzie experiences a possible what? You use the word? Yeah, a possible abduction or an attempt of abduction in the hands of Liberian Mola at the reception. Then consider how the receptionist behaves. Also consider that aspect of she's ruffled up. We are told that by the time she was put down, her hair was in disarray. She herself was also in disarray. And unless she had shouted the name of Afolabi, no one would have been there to rescue her. And Mola was so confident to just go ahead and do the abduction. Yeah, so that one will indeed justify that women are victims of violence.
And then for Tony experiences an insecure environment for women and decided to go for personal study for safety. So, the author also reflects on African as being least safety because of fear among women who could be raped and attacked anytime. That women lack awareness of where they are, look weak and helpless, and also tempted the stray. Imani insists that government should offer security and talks against African who offer private security. Tuni reveals the need for that since the state is unable to provide security required. She refers to her mother of having same bad behavior, where she parks and gets back to the car, which amazes Asia as Tuni proposes that if one becomes predator, they need to smash the car. It separates the criminal and run away. Tuni borrows her father's car and gives excuses. The next day, she dies in a road accident, and even when 999 is called, it does not come out.
That part of the accident should not be included because we cannot blame it's not really targeting women alone. Anyone else would have been a victim. But you should just focus on the violence that women are experiencing in Kenya. And as you talk about it, consider to cover the aspect of the fact that women cannot move in neighborhoods freely. They cannot also go upstairs in secluded places when they are safe. The fact that when they park their vehicles, it's easy for a predator to invade and attack them. And also elevators, they are never safe on elevators and alleys alone. So that suggestion by what the seminar trains should become a source of your information for that paragraph. Okay, so conclusion.
In a nutshell, women have a lot that they face in life, and unless they fight against that, they will suffer greatly.
Yeah, or you can say unless the society focuses to safeguard them, they would be in great problem. Let's appreciate her. Okay, so we can have the next group, the one that was handling a silent song. You answer first. Come on.
I'm going to make you through about mental illness, associated challenges in school, to those pressures but also to those close to them.
Yes? Some people are talking. Please give her ample time.
Mental illness causes serious challenges not only to the patients, but also to those close to them. Despite an increased illustration from Nina stories towards December. Insanity leads to severe problems not only to the sick, but also to those who are surrounding them. That's the introduction. Topic sentence 1. Insanity leads December to walk out of school because of her changes toward his friends. December and leave the way of her away at red banks lived in a back and then all at once 1 minute she was having a problem with her classmates at first and going. She was walking half naked through the streets, talking to herself. September did not understand it. People did not go crazy overnight. There had to be a physical explanation.
You can add something to do with the... By the time December was losing sanity to that extent, in terms of education, to what level was she? According to the author, she was to finish second and go where? Yeah, and enroll in the TTC to pursue her dream. But then her condition disturbs everyone in the family, including the grandfather Ezekiel, and she's forced to drop out and go to the psychiatric hospital where she's confined, and she finally becomes someone who cannot do anything for herself. Go on to the next.
Insanity cannot be containment. This where she used to sit with his sister when she was first admitted. Their visits followed the same pattern. September would bring food, beef or mutton, never chicken. You ask how she was, and her response was always fine. Then December will give gifts. She is tired of the place, being at the hospital. September knew that she wanted to go home and did not want to make a promise in love. It will break.
What was making, like, what is the situation of the hospital? How is it? Is it a house like this one where we can see our windows, doors, or what is said by the author about the windows there? Anyone can answer to help her, so that whenever they ask a question in relation to that, you should also mention the fact that the ward has a specific way, because confinement has conditions. That is why even the police jails, they are not built like this. So what was it that we are told in the story? How are the windows, for example? Yeah, so we have the windows and bars which are reinforced, right? So they were reinforced. They were not like this one. They are reinforced in a way that someone cannot escape. We also realize that the visitations are restricted. You don't go visit anytime. Now, how many months has she been in? Yeah, so you also have to mention that she has been confined for 6 months. And visitation time is how many minutes? How many minutes was September allowed to see the sister? Yes? 3. There is a mentioning of minutes there where the nurse tells September, I'll give you this number of minutes, and after that, you should be through. 80. 20. Yeah, so the fact that when you are visited again, you are only supposed to be seen for 20 minutes, however long you've stayed without seeing your relative. Continue.
Insanity can also lead to separation of the family. Thomas Chikongo, bless his soul, had test for the unconventional. He had these last 4 children after the month in which they were conceived. It was rebellious if he asked his friends in public. It was alternate if he asked them in his absence, they thought him a fool. Maybe he was. His son's father had been a demonstrant. After his son, Breaking would rub off on this children. There was only one problem with Silas Lemmy, convention December, and even a little insisted that his sister was.
You are talking about separation of family. Just show us how mental illness either separated the family of Lukongo with December or with the other one who died. Because it's almost like confinement, but you are trying to show that once you are unwell, like December, where is she taken? To psychiatric hospital, so that they can manage her condition. In that way, they have separated her from the brother and everybody in the home. Then the fact that that confinement also makes her feel that she's tired with this place and wants to go home. It's because she feels she has been separated from family. Then the fact that we also saw Joseph, right? When he was mentally ill, what happened? What happened? He disappeared, isn't it? And when he disappeared, people kept looking for him. They never found him. And only in a dream did they see that he had died from a place. So that one can also be with the same paragraph. And then you can also talk about September has been in the UK for very long and had stayed 6 months. And there was no way, for example, even if he did a video call, that the sister could be there. Yet in childhood, they had been together. They had always interacted. Then also in death, does Ezekiel have the attendance of December in the funeral? No, she does not come. So that paragraph, you should work on it so that you are focusing on the separation, because you have dealt with it well in the topic sentence, but when you came to the background, you began talking about something else. Yeah. Any other?
Insanity leads to the generation of health, and this affected this family. Where the hair on December said was scattered like a pacifier, her covered grass, her eyes showed she was done, her lips were swollen, she had probably walked into a well again. September had only seen his sister look this nice. His grandfather had taken her to our villa and brought her back looking like a skeleton, as if the villa had tried shaving out her voice.
Yeah, so if you are able to remember all that, you'll be scoring 3-3, because actually that is what we are told in the entire story. And you can also focus a paragraph on physical, psychological torture. The fact that when you are mentally disturbed, you become psychologically tortured. And that is why we see in the story September is tortured, that the sister, you cause psychological torture to your family. Because like September is actually tortured, that the sister went crazy overnight, and then he could not explain. So if you cannot explain something and you're thinking about it, you become psychologically tortured. Then the other aspect is that the grandfather believed that she had been what? She had been bewitched. So for you to think that someone has bewitched you, you must be psychologically going through some torture. Then another part is whereby the mother, we are told, was the mother. We are told in the story the mother was heartbroken, yeah, until she had aged faster than her husband. So because she was going through mental, the psychological torture. Also, September becomes very hard. When he comes to the hospital and sees the sister, he thinks about how the sister has been stolen from them. That is also psychological torture. And we also remember that even as he's coming, he does not know why the sister is, he does not understand, not really knowing, but understanding for how long the sister will be confined in the psychiatry hospital. Yeah. So we have that one, which we can also deal with. So give the conclusion.
In conclusion, not only to the sick, but also to the people who are around them.
If you repeat like that, it will like you are repeating the question. You should tell us that since mental disorder has very critical problems to the people and the family, there is not a lot of support, love, and understanding that is required for you to deal with mental challenges if they arise in a family. As I told you, whenever we are dealing with the conclusion, we are trying to give a lesson, a statement to generalize and all that. Yeah, so we can appreciate her. Do you have anyone who thought of the question in Parliament of Oz? Many African governments are dysfunctional and end up mistreating their citizens. So that you are talking about the royal owl and how he mistreats the daybirds, how you can talk about money bags, and how he mistreats the rest of the birds by setting moonlight bill and bills that do not work. Who else? Apart from money bags and royal owl, who else mistreats the, yeah? Red string. Red string is hypocritical and also plays power politics all along in the kingdom of the birds to an extent that he's ready to sacrifice other birds and even deal with them to an extent of death. For example, what happens to who? Yeah, a room tiddy, to an extent that once they die, they feel that they'll have the power with them. And this is oppressive to the rest of the birds and also causes a lot of problems. We can even refer to the death of the many osogos who died in their nests. We also look at who? Moneybags has two parts because he is a selfish leader, self-seeking, and that is why he proposes things like moonlight bill to force the birds to actually pay tithes that is not going to God but to him, because he knows that the tenders it's going to emerge with to supply the lizards and the frogs are not going to benefit anybody else apart from him. Then you can also talk about him as one who molests and murders other birds, whereby you can talk about Arumtidi, you can also talk about Osogo, and you can also refer to which animals or birds had been snatched a tree. The vultures, right? They had been snatched a tree that was given to his own son. So which means it's an oppressive kind of power that is making others suffer at his expense. So he enjoys everything, talks about mayonnaise that will be served, the meals that will be eaten under the royal tree, and when he's in parliament while they are debating over the bill, he becomes both the speaker and a member, which is something that cannot happen because you cannot propose bills and vote for them at the same time. You have to stand for one. And the fact that he's taking advantage of other birds, for example, he clearly says he's going to use and done, but he pretends even before the Orumtidi and promises that he will have the best moments and he will be chosen. Then now Royal All, you can talk about how he has been selfish, taking over everything. The way they celebrate even on the grave of Arumtidi, when they are pretending to mourn when they are not mourning. In reality, they know that they sent him to fight his own reflection and die at the end of the day. So we see you can deal with the socialite all, not socialite all, but the money bags in 2 paragraphs, different aspects of poor leadership, royal all in 1 paragraph, then another one you deal with red string. But the introduction, you clearly show that in the kingdom of Parliament of Alls, we see a very poor leadership whereby other birds suffer through the suppression, oppression, and the selfish governance that the 4 are exhibiting, the 3. And then when you come to the conclusion, we say that unless citizens learn to select good governments, they'll always suffer under the oppressive and suppressive leadership that will be self-guided and self-seeking. Yeah, so we stop at that. For question 1, I think I've told you, you need to practice it. Try to write it down. Then you'll know whether you can do the best or not. So which one are you doing, or which one have you currently done? You had Casper paper 2. And then which other? 5-star paper 3. Yeah, so we should also try to speed up on that. Do you have another lesson today? No. Oh, the remedial. So who will be presenting question 2? Not question 2, but paper, because we are going to Casper, isn't it? You've done it. Yes? Who will handle question 1? Question 1? Question 2? Hey, there are groups which don't want to participate, and I pointed out at the corner and there, you've not participated. Even here, are you the same as that? You are different, though you handled a question, but you are supposed to do something again. Even here, have we had? Which one did you handle? You handled question 4. You are handling, or you did, by the way, I remember. So question 2, which group? Yes? You question 4. Yes? Question 2 and 3, let me see. Question 2? Question 2. Question 3? Okay. Yeah, so let's be set for that.